Question 9. Shirley picked some strawberries and raspberries. Let's look at this sentence. What are the two items that we are focusing on? We have strawberries and raspberries. But what about them? We do not know yet, so let's read on. 5/7 of the fruits were strawberries, and the rest were raspberries. Looking at this statement itself, we must take note of the fraction 5/7. We can assign these two numbers in the fraction to the items in the question. But how are we going to do that? The numerator 5 will go to the first item in the sentence, which is the initial quantity of strawberries. Let's take a pen, circle the numerator 5 with me, and draw an arrow to the strawberries. How about the denominator 7? What does it tell us? The denominator 7 represents the total number of fruits initially as deduced from the sentence. How do we know this? Since 5 units is assigned for strawberries, the remainder of this fraction refers to the rest of the fruits which were raspberries, thus making the total number of fruits to be 7 units. If you are a visual learner, at this point in time, please go ahead and draw a model to help you to see. But for this question, we are going to use the unitary method. Let's record this information with the label at first. What can we use to represent strawberries with? We can use the letter S to represent strawberries. And how many units of S do we have? We have 5 units of S. We can also use the first letter of raspberries, which is R, to help us identify raspberries. Using the first letter for representation saves us time. So how many units of R's do we have now? We will have 7 units of R's. Is that correct? For those who agree with me, your working is wrong. Let's read the question carefully again. Notice we have 7 units for total. Thus, 7 units, which is the total number of fruits, should minus away 5 units of S to give us 2 units of R's. So now going back to the question, let's take a look at the third sentence. A family ate 30 raspberries. Let's record this change on the side. What happened to the number of R's? Since the question mentioned about R's, let's work on it first. The sentence highlighted in blue shows us that Shirley's family ate 30 R's. So does Shirley now have more R's or less R? She has less R's. I can indicate this change in R using a downward arrow or a minus sign to remind us of the decrease in R's. Was there any change to the S? Did the question mention anything about strawberries being eaten, thrown away, and so forth? The question did not mention. Based on the information we have, we are going to note that S remains the same. What I would like you to do now is to continue reading the question with me. As a result, 10/11 of the remaining fruits were strawberries. In the highlighted green sentence, can you spot the fraction? We have a fraction 10/11. What does the fraction 10/11 mean for us? The numerator 10 signifies the number of strawberries at the end. Let's circle the number 10 and draw an arrow to S. The denominator 11 represents the total number of fruits at the end. Let's record the information with the label N. From here, we can deduce that subtracting 10 units of S from the total of 11 units will give us 1 unit, which is the total number of R's at the end. With all the information in place, we must ask ourselves, what changed? What did not change? This has been reflected in our change column. S at first is 5 units. We have also indicated that S has no change. But at the end, S has 10 units. So what can you tell me about S at the start and S at the end? If there is no change as highlighted in red, the 5 units at the start should equate to the 10 units at the end. So how can we make them the same? In order to get from 5 units to 10 units, I will take 5 times 2 to get 10. So this means every unit at first must be multiplied by 2 so that S remains consistent from the start to the end. With the new units in place, let's examine R. R at first is now 4 units, while R at the end ended up with 1 unit. Why is this so? Let's go back to our change column. R decreased by 30, and it is because her family ate 30 R's. Let's find the difference between 4 unit and 1 unit. We will have 3 units, and this equates to the 30 R's eaten. Let's note this working down. 3 units equals to 30. To find 1 unit, we divide 30 by 3, giving us 10. The question asks, how many strawberries did she pick? Do we find the S at first, or should we find S at the end? As indicated by the highlighted S in red, we have 10 units of S at first. How many S do we have at the end? We also have 10 units of S at the end. We can confidently determine that there were 10 units of S. This results in 10 times 10, we will get 100 strawberries picked initially. This question we have worked on comes under the math technique called change strategies. Under change strategies, there are 4 types. This is only one of them, and this type is called one item unchanged. While this question comes from the topic of fraction, it can also be applied to other topics such as whole numbers, ratio, percentages, and decimals as well.